Dr. Peter McCullough, Chief Scientific Officer at the Wellness Company, is with me now. Doctor, nice to see you today.
Thank you.
Well, what a sobering event this has been, down from saying we're not going to fund the World Health Organization any further. Now, $200 million in travel annually at that organization, which, by the way, is more than they spent on health issues. Isn't that remarkable?
Especially if it's administrative travel. You know, they have many thousands of employees, going out and doing field investigations, conducting health screenings. That's different. But what we found is that the World Health Organization, by their own admission in a letter to Trump, indicated that they have not gotten their costs under control. And Trump administration did give them a 20% budget cut by the U.S. pulling out of the WHO, a move most Americans wanted to see happen.
So it was a slush fund funded by you and I, Doctor. We were paying for their travel and their meals and their extravagance. Well, not anymore. That's good news, isn't it?
It is. We have precious dollars to spend on world programs. WHO now is not one of them.
Yeah, thank God. All right, so let's look at some other things. Tariffs obviously in the news everywhere you look. Here's a question for you. The Trump administration's recent tariffs on imported pharmaceuticals have been raising some concerns about rising prescription drug prices, and we have too much reliance on China to begin with when it comes to many of our pharmaceuticals. People know that for sure. What do you think the impact's going to be from these tariffs on having medication readily available and at a cost that is acceptable to the American public?
China may be one of the few countries that really stand up to Trump and are tough to negotiate on tariffs. And as you indicated, almost all the ingredients and the medicinal products come from China. So now is the time for people to take some steps. There may be some short-term supply chain constraints on pharmaceuticals. Wellness Company has a whole variety of pre-prescribed medications in kits. And I want to show you the biggest product is called the Field Kit. And take a look at this, Steve. This has dozens and dozens of pre-prescribed medications to handle all kinds of emergencies and urgencies. In addition, the Wellness Company has a telemedicine unit that will get patients their prescribed insulin, blood pressure, cardiovascular drugs, and we have pharmacies in both Boca Raton and Beaumont, Texas, with an ample supply. So I think everybody needs to check out the Wellness Company and get ready. There may be some short-term difficulties here with prescription medications.
Yeah, I want to point out something else. I was just on spring break in Costa Rica with my family, and the Wellness Company has kits like this one. They have one, the travel kit, that I'm just unpacking from my luggage. Because it doesn't matter where you go and what you have to deal with, you can have one of these kits from the Wellness Company that has, like you said, all these medications right at your fingertips in case there's a blackout. There were tornadoes here when I was gone. You lose your power, you lose access, your pharmacies close, the Chinese cut off access to something like you just mentioned. All of these things can be addressed by being prepared ahead of time, can't they?
It's true. We need to be ready for this. People need to understand in the setting of an emergency, that's when there is medicinal needs, and we need to have the medicine ahead of time.
And what about the cost? Has it been built into what you guys are doing to mitigate the cost to consumers?
Yeah, we don't have any plans on raising costs right now. Again, we have an ample supply. In fact, some of the medications we actually make on site, they're compounded. So Wellness Company is going to be, I think, really a safety net during the next few months.
All right. So something else has been going on, and I have mixed feelings about this, but I'm going to ask you, Doctor. Ozempic, Wegovy, some of these drugs for obesity and so forth. There's some access to some of these compounded drugs that is being curtailed. What can you tell us about this? Because it has been life-changing for a lot of people, but I think it's disturbing that we see 6-year-olds being prescribed these drugs, but those are my mixed feelings. What say you?
The GLP-1 receptor agonists, this would be Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, they clearly cause substantial losses in weight. They have very positive cardiac and renal data. They actually have secondary indications for heart and kidney disease. The big breakthrough has been at the Wellness Company now, I think probably the best-in-class product, which is retatrutide, but it's available as in a form of drops, so there's no more shots given. These are encapsulated peptides that are brilliantly designed and they have a much better safety profile. And so people now are actually, ditching these once weekly shots with side effects and medical concerns for over-the-counter, a product is called Drop. So go to Wellness Company, check out Drop. It's oral retatrutide. It's taken in terms of several drops in a glass of water or juice every day. People can control their dose. And I feel, as a medical doctor, I feel much more comfortable with my patients on Drop. I'm already having patients use it, and it really is phenomenal.
And you're, like you just said, you're much more comfortable with this than the alternatives that are being put out by Big Pharma, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, so true. Remember, when an injection occurs, you can't take it back. So some patients have a tremendous nausea and vomiting with the injections. There can be pancreatitis or other concerns. With the drops, I think the product Drop will essentially supplant a lot of this Ozempic use nationwide.
So long-term safe, how long would you use this product, the Drop product? Would it be for a month, for a year, for the rest of your life? How long?
My average patient doing this, Steve, it's about 9 months. And then after 9 months, there's a weight consolidation phase, and they just simply use a lower dose. That's the nice thing about it. If you were number of drops for weight maintenance, patients get their fitness together and diet together. It really can be transformational.
There you have it, transformational. You can find out more at twc.health/Gruber. You can save 10% by using the promo code Gruber. TWC, that's the wellness company, twc.health/Gruber. Dr. Peter McCullough, always appreciate your insights, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
And appreciate it.